My name is Sean Gardner. My wife and I, my family, we've been coming to Rock City for 13 years. I grew up in Salina, Ohio. I always knew I had like this sense of a higher power. I believed in God. I didn't really understand the theology behind it. So like at the time, I don't know if I would, call myself a Christian. I certainly wasn't living out that lifestyle. I decided to join the military my junior year of high school. Went to basic training. Going into my senior year is when 9/11 happened. The fall of 2004, I got activated to go over to Iraq. Our primary mission was to search for roadside bombs. Being over there, it certainly was a challenge, seeing the loss of life, experiencing separation from your loved ones, and really just living with the uncertainty of what was going to happen every time that you went out on a mission. Going from being at war to a college environment, being gone for over a year, losing my father while I was gone, experiencing some of the PTSD that initially resulted from some of the experiences that we had overseas definitely made it difficult to adjust. I turned to drinking. So, I just felt completely lost. So when I graduated college, I moved to Columbus. When Leanna and I first started dating, we were partying, we were having fun. I think she approached me and she said, "What do you think about going to church together?" A short period of time went by, and Pastor Chad and Katie, they came to Leanna and I and mentioned that they were going to be starting a church in Columbus, Ohio. And they asked us to be part of the launch team that they're establishing. My wife and I didn't really know how to respond. So when we responded to Chad and Katie, we said, at this time we're gonna pass, but we'll be there for the first service to support you guys. When we attended that first service, it was unlike anything I ever experienced. Obviously, it was the first time I went to church and movie theater, but you could just sense, like looking back on it now, like I didn't know maybe what it was then. It was filled with His presence, like it really was. I remember sitting there when Chad was going through the prayer of acceptance at the end of the message, praying, "Lord, come into my heart, be my Savior." And it gave me a sense of peace with the PTSD, with the anxiety. It gave me direction in my life as far as who I wanted to be and where I wanted to go. And so like the services that would be coming up afterwards, every time Chad would pray that message, like I'm like, yep, I'm going to pray it. Like, just to kind of continue to like seal the deal, even though I didn't need to. Yeah, that first service really changed my life forever. Walking out of there, like Leanna and we just knew, like, hey, we're gonna do this again next week. One of the first baptism opportunities that came up to us was that year as well, which was in July, and we both decided to get baptized. And we were on fire, like we really were. Like as a couple, like we were on fire for not only His kingdom, but also for like just the vision and the mission that Rock City was trying to transform in Columbus. I got involved in ministry doing homeless outreach. We would walk the streets, we would hand out food, and we would just pray with the homeless. It just continued to grow and grow and grow. Now you see it as being the Columbus Dream Center. I was on the first mission trip that Rock City ever sent out, and we went to Choluteca, Honduras. Going down to these areas on an annual basis, like you're seeing the lives of these people change over the period of time. Just in the decade, I've seen kids at the orphanage grow up and get jobs, grow up and graduate. I've seen houses being built, and just the community changing drastically is amazing. July 21st of 2012 is when Leanna and I got married. And shortly after that, we started our family. There were times where Leanna and I asked ourselves, like, is this where we feel like we need to be? And we have always chosen to stay planted at Rock City. We've always felt like this is where God has led us to be. I didn't realize, sometimes you don't realize the impact that you just doing your day-to-day has on other people around you. I'm happy to say that like my mom has reestablished her relationship with Christ because she has seen how impactful it has been on our family. I was able to lead my grandfather to Christ. I was able to lead my uncle. My nephew, Jared, he decided that he wanted to get baptized. And he wanted to get baptized at Rock City. And we had the privilege of celebrating that together as a family. My girls, like, at the time when Jarrett was baptized, I want to say that they were probably 7 and 5. Like, they see that, and it encourages them, and they ask the questions like, why is he doing this, and what does this mean? And so we would have those conversations with our daughters, and we'd say, well, why is it that you want to get baptized? And we saw that their hearts were in the right place, that they really truly love the Lord, and that they wanted to celebrate what Jesus is doing in their lives. And so just this past year, my wife and I were able to baptize our 2 girls. And it's one of the proudest moments, as parents you can have, is when you see that joy in your kids' eyes. As a father, like, we see our children sometimes face so much in the world. And to know that they have somebody that loves them more than we could ever love them. It's amazing. Looking back 13 years of my life of being at Rock City, it's the heart of the church that has really kept us planted at Rock City. To be able to just say, this is where we're going to be, this is where we're going to invest, and to see the fruits of that, to see your family members experiencing Christ, to see your children getting baptized, and just to see the impact globally and locally of a church, and knowing that in a small way you are a part of it, is amazing. And I couldn't imagine being anywhere else.